A beautiful woman sat shivering in a cage, chilled by the cold. Suddenly, a man approached, grabbing her from behind. With a smirk, he whispered, "My little angel, it's impressive how far you managed to run, even blind. How should I punish you?" Fear gripped her as he held her hand and began to torment her. He was relentless, his touch invasive, showing no sign of stopping. She thought to herself that he seemed tireless, his eyes glowing scarlet with lust. He attacked her with the hunger of a beast before finally letting her lie down. His eyes burned scarlet with lust as he ravaged her like a starving beast. After forcing her to lie down, he restrained her with foot cuffs, whispering, "Now you won't escape me again. I'll keep you locked away, forever by my side." She gazed up at him, her eyes filled with tears and fear, realizing she had no way out. Moments later, she lost consciousness. The scene shifts, revealing a maid observing the protagonist. "Who is she?" the maid asked aloud. Hearing the voice, the protagonist slowly regained consciousness, her eyes fluttering open. She was startled to find herself in this unfamiliar place and turned to the maid. In a confused manner, she asked, "Where am I?" Her mind raced, trying to make sense of the strange images of the girl she had seen. The girl looked exactly like her, and the man with the silver dove mask. Who was he? Just then, a memory surfaced. She had been pushed off a cliff and died. How could she possibly be alive now? The realization struck her like lightning. Could she have been reborn? Before she could process it further, the scene shifted again, revealing a cute boy sat nearby, reading a comic book about a mermaid. He looked puzzled when he saw them, but the moment his eyes landed on the protagonist, they sparkled with excitement. "Heaven has sent me a little mermaid!" he exclaimed with delight. The protagonist, still disoriented, was confused by his words. The boy suddenly jumped up, and with a wide grin, introduced himself. "I'm Lai Zhou, the favorite heir of Lin Corporation." He eagerly asked, "Are you the mermaid from the story?" Despite his enthusiasm, the protagonist remained perplexed by the boy's behavior. Then she noticed that his pants weren't properly on and gently told him to fix them. It was only then that she realized the boy thought she was a mermaid because she was drenched. The boy continued to stare at her with his lovely big eyes sparkling with curiosity. The boy said, "But the story doesn't have a good ending. The little mermaid didn't become foam and fly away. She actually came here and became my girlfriend." The protagonist chuckled, responding with a playful smile. "Just wait 10 more years before thinking about having a girlfriend." Suddenly she froze, realizing, wait, this child's name is Li Ju. Memories flooded back to her. Li Ju was her husband's only son in her previous life, and he was also her stepson. Before she could delve deeper into her thoughts, the scene shifted to a wedding ceremony. It became clear that the protagonist had a new identity. She was the second daughter of the Shi family, where she had been bullied and treated like a punching bag. Her only merit was her beauty, which led to her marriage into the prestigious Lin family, the top leaders in the country. However, she never liked her husband, Lin Du, the CEO of Lin Corporation, and consistently ignored him. Although her stepson, Li Ju, made efforts to connect with her, she never reciprocated. Eventually, she was seduced by another man, an evil figure who conspired with her stepsister. They ultimately murdered her. The scene shifts, revealing the protagonist, Shi Weier, joyfully holding Li Ju and swinging him around happily. At that moment, the two of them looked genuinely happy, with Shi Weier thinking about how adorable Li Ju was. She couldn't understand why she hadn't liked him in her previous life. Determined to make things right, she decided she would treat him well in this new life and win his affection once more. Just then, the maid, irritated by their behavior, rudely interrupted, "Who are you? How dare you spy on the young master in the toilet and touch him with your dirty hands?" Her harsh words angered both Shi Weier and Li Ju, who glared at her coldly. The maid, feeling their icy stares, quickly fell silent, scared. We then see Li Ju holding Miss Shay's hand and leading her somewhere, telling her that she needs to change her dress into something more appropriate. Li Ju eagerly led her, explaining that she needed to wear a beautiful dress because today was his father's 27th birthday. He added with a playful smile, "My father is just as attractive as you." Upon hearing this, Shi Wei's memory sharpened. If this was Lindu's 27th birthday, then she had indeed been reincarnated. She recalled attending this same party 2 years ago, where Lindu would select his wife from among the guests. At that time, all the top-class women at the party had vied for his attention, hoping to secure his favor, and she had been chosen. Shi Wei tried to coax Li Ju, whispering into his ear, "Can you take me to meet your father? I have something very important to tell him." But Li Ju's expression turned dull as he teasingly taunted, "Oh, so the little mermaid wants to marry my father now." Li Ju teased, "You want to marry my father and become my mother, but I want you to marry me." Shi Wei, however, had her sights set on Lindu. Just then, Li Ju's expression shifted into a sly grin, like a cunning fox. He thought darkly to himself, "A real gentleman never refuses a lady's request." He planned to take her to meet his father, knowing that in time, when his father was no longer around, he would inherit everything, including her. Noticing his wicked smile, Shi Wei thought, "That smile, it's just like his father's." His sinister grin mirrored Lindu's so perfectly that it sent a chill through her. But then she made a silent vow. In this life, she would not only avoid the same mistakes, but she would also settle her old scores with the Shi family.